So the first thing you want to do is you want to go to this website right here, this URL. And this is where a short link for where the template of the Google spreadsheet lives. So when you go here, this will take you to a page that looks exactly like this. Now what you want to do, because you don't have the option of doing anything in this particular instance, so what you want to do is go over here, click on File, and then you want to say Make a Copy. And then you have the ability to name that whatever you want. I'm just going to leave it as a copy of this, and then you can have you have the ability here to determine where exactly it is you want that to live. I'm going to leave that in my drive, and I'm going to click OK. As you can see now, it's going to open up my copy of the spreadsheet that we just found. And you'll also notice that I have a full menu that I did not have before. And in a second, you'll notice that there will be a Canvas menu that's going to populate right there. And this is the menu that is the most important piece of this spreadsheet. This is going to give us all of the information that we need to be able to connect to our instance of Canvas, our courses, be able to pass information and load information back and forth. So from here, what you want to do is you want to click on this Configure API Settings under the Canvas menu. And it's going to ask you to authorize, which you click Continue. Okay, it's going to then have you authenticate who it is that you are. You're going to then, give you some information about what it's going to do and what you need to authorize. You click Allow. This then authorizes the information, and you get this dialog box. Okay, so your host name is what we'll put in a minute, and then you're going to create this access token. Now what you need to do is you need to go over to Canvas. If you're not already logged in, you need to make sure that you log in to Canvas, and you go to your account. From here you go to Settings. You scroll all the way to the bottom, past this Approved Integrations list, and you come over here to create a new access token. You can enter in the purpose, whatever it is that you want to call it. It's just so that you have an understanding of when you're looking at those integrations, what that actually is. And then you want to leave the expiration date blank so that there is no expiration date. And then you want to come over here and you want to click Generate Token. This is really, really important. This token is what you need. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to grab this right here. You can double click in here, triple click to make sure you get everything, but you want to make sure that you copy the entire thing. Because once you close out of this box, there's no way to come back to this token. You actually have to delete that integration token and then create a new one altogether. So again, you want to make sure that you have all of that information together. Okay? Now you come back to the Google Sheet under the Canvas host name. You're going to type in nnu.instructure.com, and then the access token, you're just going to paste that access token that you just copied over here from Canvas. And then you're going to hit Submit. Okay, and once you've hit Submit and it works, this right here is what you will see. It'll say Success. You are now connected, and you can verify, right? You can use the API calls, which is awesome. It's exactly what you want to do. So now we want to come back up to the Canvas menu, and we want to actually load in or specify a particular course. Okay, so let me explain to you what these do. Specify a course allows you to actually take the URL of a particular course in Canvas and bring over that information. If you were to load due dates, you would use that in a sense if you were already in a particular course and maybe on Canvas's end you had made some changes since you uploaded or updated some things and you wanted to then load what was most current, you would click this load button. And then save is a way that we're going to, once we're done, we're going to actually save our information in the spreadsheet, and we're going to pass that back to Canvas. Okay, so I'm going to specify a course, and you'll see here that it comes up with this course ID, and it says you need to copy the URL from your particular course. So I'm going to go back to my dashboard. I'm going to click on a particular course. So it takes me to my course. I'm going to grab this URL from my course, come back to my Google Sheet, and I'm going to type in or paste in that URL and click OK. It's going to say, do you want to proceed? This is the right course. I'm going to say yes. So once you specify your course, it'll automatically, the very first time you specify it, load in all of the current information that's in that course. And so you can see all of the different assessments or assignments that are over here, their due dates, available from and until dates would populate here. If you were showing or hiding answers, those dates would populate here on a quiz or some sort of assessment, and then published and muted are over here. And in these two columns, a 1 equals that it is enabled, and a 0 means that it is disabled or not turned on. These two columns over here, the type and the Canvas ID, you don't ever want to change or mess with. This is how the program knows to find the specific instance here and then be able to change or apply those new changes that you're going to make here back into Canvas. So when you're at this point, you want to make sure that you do one thing, and that you want to specify in the Google Sheet the actual time zone in which the Google Sheet is registered. So you want to come over here to File. You want to go to Spreadsheet Settings. You want to make sure your location is set, and then you want to change your time zone to whatever time zone you are in. So we're in Mountain Time, so we're going to change it to Mountain, and we're going to save the settings. Okay, so over here you'll notice that I have certain things that are due at specific times. And you'll notice that over here, I've made a few changes already, but the time was set to 10:59. So if you look over here on my course summary, you'll see that my due date was 10:59 on a few of these assignments. And so I want to change that to 11:59, which in Army time is 23:59. So I've gone ahead and done that up here in the cell, and then I've added these. So I've changed this whole week 1 and week 2 assignments right here, their due dates. And then I've also changed this guy right here. The available from date for this quiz is now available as well. So you can see what that looks like there. Okay, when you've done all of this and you've changed your dates and your times and everything else like that around, you want to pass that information back. However, you want to make sure that you have a date and a time specified. For example, if I come in here and I click on this week 0 assignment and I double click in here to bring up the calendar, if I come back and I pick September 4th, you'll notice that it truncates or cuts off the timestamp that's on there. And if it does this, the default is to go to 12:01 of this day. That's the default, the default setting. Now what I want to do is I want to come in here and I want to add the time, right, that I want that to be set at. Now I've got my time set. Now I want to pass this information back. So I'm going to go back to that Canvas menu. I'm going to click Save Due Dates. It's going to run my script, and when it's done, it's going to say Finished. It's now passing all this information back to Canvas and making any changes and updates that it needs to make on that end. It says Finished. Okay, so you'll notice, we'll click back to Canvas, that my times aren't any different, but let's refresh, and voila, you'll see that the times have been changed. Now, we want to check this just to make sure, because I set this an available date of when it was available. So let's click on this assignment real quick and let's go test or check it just to make sure that it actually, the settings are exactly the way that I had them before. So you can see, due date September 11th, it is available from September 3rd at 11:59. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is how this operation works. It's very, very simplistic. You just need to make sure that you set everything exactly the way that you want it to be set so that that information is accurate. And then when you pass it back, you can ensure that the quality is there. Then if I want to, when I'm done, if I want to add another course, I just click on Canvas, click Specify Course, go back to Canvas and grab the URL for that particular course, enter it in, and it'll populate that course with all of the dates and times and information. I don't need to create another instance of this spreadsheet. I can use this now as much as I want with any courses I want in the spring, in the summer. It doesn't make any difference. I don't need to make a new instance of this spreadsheet. I can just continue to keep using it over and over and over again between courses.